Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to ChaiNet, the agentic commerce podcast exploring how brands are building in an AI world. Most fashion founders come from design schools or fashion industry backgrounds. Today's guest is a mechanical engineer who interned at Oakley and then managed supply chains in semiconductor industry at Keysight Technologies. Then he co-founded Wellbi, a D2C brand in India that's now served over 1 lakh customers with a $65,000 in monthly revenue. Today, we're exploring how he thinks about product development when you understand materials but not design, how AI tools are changing when non fashion operators can build in fashion, and what running a D2C brand in India's market teaches you about unit economics and customer behavior. I'm Rashid Magan, this is ChaiNet, and let's introduce Rishabh Harish. Hello, Rishabh. A very warm welcome to ChaiNet.
Hi, Rachit. Thank you so much for inviting me to the podcast.
It is my pleasure. Rishabh, can you give a short introduction about yourself to the audience?
Yeah, sure. So, hi everyone. My name is Rishabh Harish. I run a D2C fashion brand. So we are majorly famous for manufacturing and selling a bamboo-based apparel. So that's about it. I mean, it's anything but a D2C, direct to consumer. We try to cut down the middle person, and you know be a provide a better customer service and a better product, better quality. That's our goal, to make sure that our customer have the most comfortable products, apparel that they wear. Yes, that is what we are.
Very interesting. Let's start with the questions. Right. So Rishabh, you studied masters in mechanical engineering. You were in the US. You worked in semiconductor industry, and in the supply chain side, if I'm not wrong. And then you started a fashion brand, right? Walk me through that decision, right? Like what made you take that jump and believe in yourself that you could build in fashion without being in the fashion industry?
Yes, great question. So to start with, my dad is an into businessman. So he has done a lot of businesses and was into real estate. So the goal of me coming to the US was to get a lot of exposure in the US market, which is one of the greatest decisions I have made. I also suggest everyone. So, I mean, if you get a chance, always take a chance to explore a different part of the world and see how the culture works. Me being in the US, especially in California, and doing
Right.
my masters, it has been great journey, and I've learned a lot. So after I got a job, I switched. I came to SF. That's where the tech hub. Most of the startups are from here, and a lot of big tech companies are based here.
Of
So
course.
yeah, I mean, it just the ecosystem just helped me get into the startup world and explore a lot of things about how to grow a startup, how to raise funds. Along the way, I have made a lot of great founder friends, so learning from them. So since masters, I wanted to start something, and that's when I moved to SF and was doing some side hustle along with my friends. But it didn't work out. Everything doesn't work out as planned when
Of
you start.
course.
So that's when I came across my current co-founder, who started Wellbe 5 years ago, and was seeking investment. So what I was thought, okay, I can also invest at the same time. I want to be part of the journey, considering I'm also looking for opportunity to build a company along with
Right.
someone. So I thought this is an amazing journey, considering being in India and looking at the growing ecosystem in India. Thought, okay, why not take a leap on this? And yeah, that's when I invested some money. At the same time, I was very with the one condition that I would work along with them to grow the company. Since then, we have grown 5 times in revenue, and yeah, the valuation has grown amazing, and raised some money. That's about the in short, that's the journey.
Interesting. And was there like when you, I understand that your current co-founder approached you for an investment, and then it turned out to be a actual like a co-founder synergy, and
Mhm.
then you thought, but
Yeah.
in general with Wellbi, like was there like a specific moment when you realized that okay, this is something which where there's a gap in the market, and and we can build around it.
See, D2C is a very tough space at this point of time, and considering acquisition cost has increased significantly over the past 2 to 3 years. So, when I was joining the company, we started off as a hand woven shirt company, shirt brand, selling hand woven shirts, right? So, it was a tough market because the supply chain is complicated, lead time is very high. At the same time, we went significantly different from what the current other companies were offering. So the product market fit was very tough, and we went different. Only if we give discount, that's when people used to come and buy. So that's when we thought, okay, we aren't doing so well when it comes to growth. I think we are burning a lot of money. How about we turn our company into something that is actually value added? It customer might feel like, okay, I want to come back, and you're
Right.
offering something different. So that's what every startup need to focus on. You know, focus on certain niche that other companies are not offering. So that will
Right.
help at the initial stage of the startup. So that's what we did. We came across a bamboo fabric, bamboo cotton blend, and it was an amazing fabric. And we thought, okay, why not just
Right.
introduce that to the market, which we are
Correct.
completely different. No one else is doing it. And we started off along with our existing shirts. We pushed our T-shirt, and we got amazing reaction from our customer. That is initial validation which you need, and people
Right.
started coming back and purchasing more. So we got a recurring customer uh, coming back from the people who are already purchased. So that's when we realized, okay, why don't we double down on just selling T-shirt. So we stopped production with the existing shirt and just went all in on the T-shirt and took a bet.
Right. Yeah, that's
I hope I
ultimately.
hope I answered the question.
No, definitely. Yeah, yeah. I think you've answered it
Yeah.
very well. And yeah, like ultimately, of course, you have to go with your gut feeling and take a bet in a couple of places. But as you said, once you start getting some repeat orders, once you should like it yes, you're saying that you took a bet, but it was an educated guess, right? And educated guesses
Yes. Enough.
what you need to do rather than just blindly follow your follow whatever you think. That's very important. And
Absolutely.
since and since you don't come from a fashion background, how do you take this like specifically like product decisions, right? Do you use AI on your daily basis to help you make those decisions, or does it come from somewhere else?
Yeah. So when we at one point of time we had fashion designer working with us, so who used to be quite fresher right after school, I guess, no experience. And obviously we as a startup, we need to hire the good one, I mean, really good fashion designers out there. At the same
Right.
time, we cannot afford to hire the experienced one, right? So that's when we had one of our fashion designer, Sangeeta. She's been working more than 1 year. Has been helping us with a lot of designs. At the same time, I being very focused on making sure things are productive when we work and efficient. So
Right.
push the team to use the tools out there. For example, Perplexity is
Correct.
something that we use that can do the competitive analysis and look at the trends. And also, there are a lot of articles which you can review. And especially, I think the best data that anyone can look at is Mintra and Amazon. So they have amazing data, and you can just look at the companies out there and who is doing good, who has more
Right.
sales, and there are tools out there to understand who is doing amazing. So AI
Right.
AI tools in general, is more of understanding the pattern, what we what we want to release next. So I would say not too much of AI, other than doing basic things. But yeah, we will probably reach there. And considering we are a basic essentials, right? So we are not like very much focused on design oriented, style oriented. Like we
Right.
focus on basic t-shirt, loungewear, like a polos. So we are coming up with the innerwear. So all we are doing is saying you have been using the same traditional cotton fabric or a polyester. We are just switching the fabric, and we want to do more of fabric innovation that is more comfortable.
Right.
Considering that we don't do much of a styling yet, which we have to concentrate on eventually, but at this point of time, we are just sticking to what's out there in the market, and just change the fabric and make it better, comfortable. That has been the goal.
Right. No, I think I've seen the Wellbi collection. I think it's very these days a lot of a lot of people are now they don't go for very either they'll go for for streetwear, which is like your
Yeah,
like crazy designs, or they'll go for yeah, your basic essentials. Like I'm wearing like a
correct.
plain polo, and I'm wearing a plain t-shirt, and I think
Exactly.
I have racks of plain t-shirts and plain polos. I don't like too much design, and I think that's become like the general thing these days. Good quality fabric, good quality, like good quality but basic design. I think that's a trend these days.
Y- Yeah, well, that's the reason we wanted to capture that specific market share of
Right.
must have
Yes.
apparel. Black
Exactly.
and white, and there are some of the polos is a must have.
Yes.
No
Yes.
prints, and also we can capture tier one and
Hmm.
professionals at the same time.
Yes.
Up to 45, 55 who prefer just plain, simple, no logo,
Correct.
show off, all these kind of things. Yeah,
Right, right. Yeah, yeah. I think that's a very that's a very good positioning in a way in itself. And
yeah.
you said you use Amazon, like you try to find that what products are doing well and not well on Amazon. Like, are there other tools for that? Like, how do you understand whether a product is doing well or not?
So basically, there are definitely tools out there. There are tools like Helium. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
it is an amazing tool which you can all it gives you entire data on what let's say for example, you are selling t-shirt, and you want to know,
Right,
make sure that okay, this t-shirt is has a market, right? So you just go there into Helium and look at the competitors, and it basically
right,
gives, as you scroll through Amazon, it has a plugin. It just gives you a revenue on what exactly, not a accurate revenue, based on a lot of I think data they pull in
right.
from Amazon. They'll be able to predict this is the revenue that this product is doing. It can be $1 million, or in India it can be, this is doing 1 lakh 30,000, and or
Right.
10 lakhs 20 lakhs, and there are companies just selling one product and doing crores.
Wow.
uh, right, so you will be able to
Right.
get all of those data, and which keywords is working well, because Amazon runs on keywords marketing.
Yes.
You run ads on keywords, you have to negate the
Correct.
keywords, and you need to add. So that's how Amazon works. And Amazon, you can see, if you want to create, all I say is, if you're new, you want to create something, right? So you just go to the niche that you're looking at, look at the reviews, and understand what complaints are people have, right,
Right.
about that specific product, and solve that. Find a common one amongst all, solve that particular problem in your product. So that is
Hmm.
as simple as that.
Right. True. I think your video is stuck, Rishabh. Let me quickly just see if I can refresh it. Although your audio is perfect. No, I
Yeah, I
think
think
your
I'm stuck, right?
video is still stuck. Yeah, you're still stuck.
Oh,
You might have to exit and join back because
is that okay?
yeah, yeah, that should be fine. If you join back, it's not a problem. Okay, guys. So Rishabh will be back soon. So let's wait for a minute for Rishabh to be back. We're on our second podcast, which is now also creating problems. So yeah,
Yeah,
yes, I think now we're good, Rishabh. Okay, guys. So Rishabh will be back. Super.
yeah.
So right. So let's start. Let's restart again. Yeah. So basically, yeah, we were talking about how you use helium for product decision. That's very interesting, and that's good to know that there are and it's a smart way of deciding whether your product has a market for it or not, right? Otherwise, it becomes hard. And what about generally? Your background and what you do at Wellbi, right? Your background is supply chain, mechanical engineering, and do you think that shows up in how Wellbi operates? Like you see something different that a traditional fashion founder would not?
Yeah, I mean, I think that definitely any engineering background or any education or any work experience do really help. That's the reason a lot of founders also say, work at a company for like 5 years, understand how things work. That really shapes your mind. I think it will really help you how to organize things, how to communicate, how to build a company, how the organization work, how the hierarchy
Right,
work, right? So those how the management works, how do they make decisions? These are, I think, these are the very important things that you have to know when you are building a company yourself.
right,
Yeah. So as a mechanical engineer, I think I have learned. Even though that is not my focus as of now,
right,
but yeah, mechanical engineer like helps you with the analytic skill, logical skills here, because your mind is trained to do certain things, and you have studied a lot of different subjects, as including mechanical properties, all these kind of things, and we are in a space where there is materials, fabrics. So I think that definitely helps out on that. Also do some analytic skills, data analytics, and make decisions. I think engineering mind is trained to do that. Um, and when it comes to supply chain, that's my actual work
forte,
experience.
right,
I've learned, yeah, day to day. That's what I do. I mean, I understand the demand that is required, the requirement that we have, that we need to source from across the world, because we are in a semiconductor industry.
right,
So it's very much important that, and all these parts that I deal with is are quite expensive and a very precision, that requires a very precision accuracy, uh, specifications. So what we are doing with D2C is nothing compared to what my actual job is. Yeah, understanding the demand and working with vendor, negotiating the
right,
price, and how to work with them, how to write a contract, and making sure that we have multiple vendors to for a specific product will really help on us, building that supply chain resiliency. If things happen, things did not work with one vendor, you can always go to the second vendor, and balancing it out is very important, especially in the supply chain side. And what else? There is, I mean, definitely there is a lot of learning curve, how to organize things, how to talk to people.
right,
Yeah, I mean, because I deal with a lot of people around the globe, I think that's one good experience to learn how people, especially from people from Europe. I feel they're very quite strict with the qualities,
yes, right,
and I know that is what I feel. I'm also very strict with the vendor, and they don't like it, unfortunately.
right,
So Indian vendors. Yeah.
right. Yeah, I'm sure it's very different doing business in Europe versus in India, right?
Yes, yes, absolutely. I mean, even it's in US. It's all about the quality
Right,
that US always
correct,
has been about the quality. That's the reason India and other developing countries export the best quality out there to the outside world, whereas
correct.
they for the local market they give the okay quality, average quality.
Yeah,
And it's good that it's changing, and that's what I was talking to my dad as well. Now the best quality has also has a market within the country, and we as well be we also make sure that we have a best quality. We have a quality team that we have to make sure that no bad products reaches our customer. And it's very rare to see the companies that only focuses on quality as much as we do, and there are out there very few, yeah, handful.
They usually companies would focus more on scale and more on revenue and less on quality. But
Yes.
that also it also somehow goes back to the consumers, right? That what do they want? Like in your case, like for example, when you started doing business in India, and you started looking at the Indian consumer, talking to them, selling to them. Were there some misconceptions that you had initially, some assumptions, while like in SF you thought that okay it would happen this way, and when you started doing business you found out that this is very different in real life.
Yes, I mean, I thought India is still a price sensitive market,
Right,
but there are, since we are focusing on tier one cities, and it was very hard for us to initially sell our products at a very premium price. People there out there that pay a lot, to get the products if they like, right? So, but I
right,
felt, it is very tough to convince Indians. They would willing to pay money. It is just that you need to build that trust. And how do you build the trust? And initially, since we were on X, and a lot of founders, and one of the founder of Fido, Ganesh, Ganesh. So he
right.
tweeted about it, about our product, and it went viral. And immediately we got, 3 lakhs, 3.5 lakhs worth of sale within 24 hours.
Wow,
So
right.
organically, and it was a big number for us. They doing that in a day.
Right, of
So
course.
1 year ago, and what I realized is it is just they need validation, and since he was known by most of the people, and he
Right,
was also known for the quality and the unique product that he sells. It was what I realized is okay, people are going to buy. It's just that we need to build that trust, and if someone talks about your product, there is they're going to come and purchase it. And also what we realize is uh, men's are usually they're gonna once they buy, they're gonna stick to stick with you forever.
right.
That's a good
That's
about acquiring
interesting.
men as a customer, which we also focused on when we started it out. And then a lot of women customer also came to us and said, "Hey, why don't you have it for us as well?" So that's when we started releasing women's t-shirts as well.
Oh
Now crop
wow,
top and a full
right,
sleeve for women as well. So
right.
that's what I realized. And most of the online consumers, I would say it's men on D2C direct website, because they're willing to take bets as long as they trust the brand.
Right. That's a very interesting thought process. Like like it's a very different way to go, right? Like like for fashion, people would think that women would be easier to sell, and you're actually found out that okay, men were easier to sell to first, and then move to women.
And there we can sell it at any price. There
Hmm.
are men out there who's going to buy at any price. Women are very price,
Hmm.
I would say women are very price sensitive, because they have so many
Hmm.
options. If you go to Mintra,
Right.
there is one at 100, 150, 200, 250,
Absolutely.
1000. Why would they choose 1000 unless
Right.
and also women, they're more focused on the design, style, pattern, all these kind of things, right?
Right.
So men, we are very we just want simple things at
Yes.
that's comfortable. That's a fact. But
Right.
yeah, that's what I feel. Okay, men are easy to sell to versus women, as long as we build the trust. And once we
Hmm.
acquire the men and they're happy, they're gonna be with uh, the band forever.
For longer, yeah, right. So yeah,
Yeah.
there's a bigger brand loyalty when it comes to men, because also
Hmm.
yeah, you're right, like good quality products. If I have this one specific perfume that I use, and I think it's been more than 10 years, and that's the only perfume I keep buying again and again and again. And even if even if someone
Imagine the
gives me
lifetime value of that, lifetime value, you as a customer for that brand. All they did
exactly
was
right.
try to convince you to use for one time, and
Yes.
here we go, 10 years.
Right. And then you start associating yourself to that, right? Like you start associating yourself to the
Yeah.
brand, to the
I
quality,
think
to
men
the
generally don't want to think anything about shopping, and if
true.
they like it, they
Right.
like it.
Right. Yeah, that's very true. Very true. And let's talk a bit about AI. Like fashion in general is a very interesting use case when we talk about AI because it's mostly um, although people say that commerce is going to change, AI is changing everything, the whole world's going to change, but things like fashion they're relationship based, as you said, loyalty based, and when that's for the longer term. For the first initial purchase, it's more intuition driven. That okay, it's more of a gut feeling way that okay, let's try this brand out. Are you guys using AI to do something differently at Wellbe, or do you think that AI is more of a hype cycle and it's not useful?
Is it a selling anything to do with AI? Is it?
Anything, right, right. Where do you think that
Yeah.
in your case, where has AI helped you?
Okay. Okay. I mean, I'm a believer of you know to keep the team lean as possible and not
Right,
involve many people. That also helps with the margins, better margin, right? So and also the profits. EBITDA. So yeah, we do use AI in 1 year ago. I think 8 months ago we started. I came across this company where they have AI agents, talking to the customer. So initially we had a specific customer service agent representative who is to communicate with a lot of our customers. And as you know, Indian customers love to ask a lot of questions,
right.
even though it's right in front of
Yes,
their face, like in
right,
their on website. So I think that was a lot of hassle, and our representative was quite, you have to answer the same question all the time, which is totally fine. I mean,
right,
end of the day, they are our customers. We need to treat them well, right? So that's what they pay for. Yes, so that's the reason we introduce AI to answer very, very commonly asked question. You just
right,
prompt it and give them website data and add any specific unique questions if you had to, and it will answer all of those questions. So it
hmm.
has reduced our customers representative time. They saved by 60%. So all the commonly asked question
Wow,
is answered, and only it will be able to understand, okay, things are getting escalated, okay, now I'm going to move your chart to the actual representative where you can communicate, and something like refunds, all this kind of things can be actually talked to our representative. And
right,
yeah, that AI on the customer service, which was the initial hype was customer service. It was obvious that this will definitely help on the in the
correct,
customer service side. And the other things, Perplexity, Gemini really helps with doing some basic research. And
hmm.
whoever I try to hire, I always ask, okay, do you use Perplexity or ChatGPT in everyday life? Some of them wouldn't have used it, but few have. I mean, I was surprised. People are still didn't come across or didn't
Not
use it.
using these things,
So, but
right, right,
yeah, in India, right? So, yeah, I mean, eventually, that's what I prefer. Even if they don't know it, I want them to learn because it will be helping in their own career. At the same time, it just makes
of
things
course,
easier for us as well. Being a lean team, being more efficient. And what's something that I'm currently looking at is understanding a demand forecast, and predicting what inventory is low, when to place an order, automating it. It's quite a challenging. I came across one startup where I started working. I didn't see a result as much, and I think that's where on the supply chain side they're still on the early stage, because if you have a bad data to if you put in bad data, it spits out bad data. It wouldn't be of a quality, and it's not going to be any use. So I feel there is a big gap in there, and
right.
if any company is solving it, please reach me out. Happy to talk more.
Amazing, amazing. Yeah,
Yeah.
demand forecasting. And when you scale, like in general, like once you started getting orders, What do you think was the first thing that broke and that needed fixing the moment you started to scale and getting more customers?
Yes, I mean, I feel this chart part was figured out. I think there are a lot of things that you can figure out just by hiring people, to be honest,
Right.
which requires fund as well. But I would say D2C is all about the supply chain, how to manage supply chain and cash flow. And cash flow, everyone has a problem. No money is sufficient, right? So supply chain understanding, as in the demand forecasting, and we had a longer
Right.
lead time for our bamboo fabric because it is not something you can go to the wholesale and buy the fabric and stitch it, right?
Hmm.
So it is basically it made to order. We need to work with convey our demand to our supplier, and it takes a lot more time than any cotton or polyester to knit. So it is what that's where we found a bigger challenge, and we used to run out of all the major best selling SKUs, right? For example, this is like a most best selling SKUs that we have, like a chocolate brown, and we used to
Right.
run out of it all the time, and we lose money, and as we run out of stock, the meta doesn't give you good conversion. So there is the
Correct.
entire thing breaks down. So that's the reason I mentioned about understanding the demand and
Right.
um, you know uh, placing an order fairly, and also not ordering too much because you will end up paying for warehouse. So
Correct.
it is a balance. It is where a lot of founders fail and lose revenue. Yeah.
Hmm. Right. That's a startup idea right there, right? For our listeners, if you're thinking of an idea, then Rishabh has just given you one, right? Demand forecasting for e-com. I think that's as Rishabh says, that's a solid use case where people would be ready to pay for if you're able to do it well. And that's something which
Yeah.
smart people should be able to do it using AI and using data analytics, right? If you're good at it. That's very interesting. And talking a bit more about about numbers, you most people would hear 65,000 MRR. They'll multiply it by 12 and they'll be like, "Wow, you're killing it, and you're almost reaching $1 million ARR." But as you would know, right, D2C fashion has brutal unit economics, and so what's the reality of those numbers? Like, give us the internal T.
Uh-huh. I would say everything, most of the, I mean, majority of the chunk that we are looking at.
Right.
Okay, let me just break down, and let's make it easy for our viewers and for you as well, right? So, um, to start with, it's in our category 30 to 35%, depending on what the quality. If you're going very cheap, right? So, and selling price, it all depends on that. To to make it easy, 30 to 35% is it's going to be the cost of goods sold. That is actually the cost to manufacture each
Right.
t-shirt in our case, right? 30 to 35% of the MRP need not be, because a lot of times we sell it on discount, and that can go up. That number can go up to 40% if we give it a discount price. Yeah, the 10% is shipping and warehouse, and the majority of it's like paying tax all the time. It's like 30 to 40% to meta, and
Wow.
meta is
Wow.
where a lot of D2C rely on, and it's very
Right.
important. Yeah, that's where you acquire a customer. Acquisition cost, as in, okay, in order to make you purchase a product, we will probably spend around 30 to 35%, 40% of the selling price, um, to getting you purchase the product. And
Right.
once you purchase, and there is a post marketing process, you can basically do WhatsApp marketing, which is much cheaper.
Yes.
But this is the reality. It is not easy. A lot of people lose money, and a lot of big companies, if you look at all the D2C companies, they have lost money 2 3 years, and there are companies who shut down, and just by giving the 30 to 40. And I'm saying it can go up to 50. In the US, it's much more
Wow.
higher, the acquisition
Right.
cost. That's the reason, if you look at all the D2C companies in the US, their prices are quite expensive. and 50, 60, sometimes it gets up to 100. Like that's how expensive it is, and you need to make up that acquisition cost by lifetime value from the customer.
Right, right.
Yeah,
So from the first
so
product, it
that's
can also be that you've actually lost money for selling, for getting that first product to the customer.
yes, absolutely. It can happen for most of the brands. And if you're a new age brand, trust me, it's a brutal market out there. Meta has a lot of competition. As there's more competition, it's going to get more expensive to deal with.
Of
So
course,
if
of
we are
course.
since we started 2 years ago, we have almost reached a point that okay, now we can scale up. But yeah, it's going to be much challenging for a new age D2C brand, and unfortunately, there is no other avenue that you can start marketing other than Meta.
Yes, yes. You need it's a necessary evil. You
And
have to go through that.
10% of the tech you need to run it on Shopify, and you need to pay the commission, payment gateway
Right,
commission, other.
right.
And if you're running it on Amazon or Mintra, you need to give 20-25% of the um, selling price to them as a fee, and there
Right.
is a on within that Amazon you have to spend on ads. So yeah, the margins shrink there. That's the reason Amazon is for volume. It is not for oh, let's make money. Yeah, very less people make money there.
Only if you're selling in like thousands and thousands per
Because
day,
you have
like
very
only
thin
then.
margin, people lose money
Right,
initially.
right.
Since we are omni-channel, we focus on Amazon, Mintra, because people trust Amazon and Mintra more than D2C, right?
Of
They come
course,
across
yes.
our ad and they're like, okay, why don't we just look it up on Amazon and Mintra, and they buy it there,
Yes.
which is totally fine. We are at least not losing the customer.
Correct,
Yeah.
correct. Yeah, but do you think like you is your like more like do you focus more on selling through your website or do you focus more on selling through your Amazon and Myntra and these marketplaces?
No, so currently, our major 3-4 months ago, our focus has been completely website, because we have better
Website.
margin there, and a bit of positive when it comes to selling it on website. 90% used
Right,
to be website, and other 10% used to be B2B and the platforms. Now we are focusing on. I myself is like very much focused on Amazon and Mintra, so that we can start scaling up there.
right,
And it's an amazing platform if you leverage it right. That has been the focus in the coming months,
right.
and we are doing great.
That's interesting. And you said something about WhatsApp marketing that that WhatsApp marketing is actually cheaper. Although they're both like everything. WhatsApp is also in the meta circle. But what would
Correct.
be your like 101 for WhatsApp marketing for new founders?
Yeah, I mean, if you're doing WhatsApp marketing, you are already lucky. You already got your few customers. Congrats on that.
Right,
So, yeah, I mean, WhatsApp marketing is about the right timing. What time you send the message. Because imagine at night, usually in the evening, right after work, people will be active on WhatsApp. Imagine
right,
you just sending notification at the same time, and they usually tend to be hopefully they're in a mood to shop that time, or
right.
you they just click on it and they buy another product if you already like the product, right? So, and
Correct.
also it's trying to give a special discount, because anyways acquiring a new customer you would spend 30 to 40%.
Correct.
Why not give them a 10 to 20% discount? You're still not going to lose even giving
Right.
25%. uh, so give them a discount, you know because you already acquired them. At the same time, you have to work on when do you want to send it. Like if you're sending end of the month, they would have run out of money, and
Right.
probably they're gonna get money, like the company gonna deposit money on the first of every month. Okay,
Correct.
you start sending on the second, because they'll be okay, let's do something,
We
now
have
have
some
money,
money. Yeah, there's
right?
something to
Those
spend.
Yeah. And on special occasions, any festive season, I think we should focus on that. And obviously the copy has to be very, very
Of
good.
course.
Sometimes
Right.
you send it as a founder, hey, founder here, hopefully initial days, I'm a founder here. Thank you for purchasing. Very personalized note is very much important, and
Mm,
also have the good image, short, tiny image, really good, talking about your brand, or that can capture people's attention,
correct.
right? And we've been using a few of the companies like Refresh, which it's helps with affiliate marketing. If you have purchased a product, you can give it, share it with your friends. You get 15 to 20%, whatever that the brand would have, brand would have told. So, and your friend would get extra discount. So
Mm,
that is kind of
correct.
off meta. If you have a lot of good communities, you can share it with your buddies and give discount, and it will also help them as well. Yeah, but the
And
offer
what
should be
tools would you
lucrative. Why would
recommend
they
for
do it for
WhatsApp?
10%?
Right.
Tool. So we are. I have. There are amazing companies out there, but we have used it. They went having a AI solution, but the one which I currently use is sagepilot.ai. So they have a pretty good, very young founders. I loved, they ship their products very amazingly fast, and they take in any feedback immediately and work on it overnight. So now that they have worked with a few amazing brands, like the founder friends that I already have in D2C space. So yeah, Sage Pilot is amazing. They, as I mentioned, they have a AI chart, and they're also working on AI calling as well, which abandoned cart is very important. After abandoned
Yes,
cart,
right.
you have to nudge your customer. So they are also introducing AI calls as well. And imagine you getting a call, hey, you have this product on the cart. Why don't you purchase it? Is
Right.
there any problem? And give them extra discount. I think that hopefully that will give you a better conversion, but not sure how people react because they get a random call at a random time.
Yeah, that we'll have to test and see how that happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, amazing. Rishabh, this has been amazing. It's been very insightful for me as well, and I hope for my listeners too. So there's one last question which I would want you to ask. If want to ask you, so if there's someone with an engineering background who wants to start a D2C brand in some category in which they do not have any experience, what would you want to tell them?
Hmm. I feel, I think what I would suggest is, first thing to do i- is having a good mentor in the space. If you're looking at a specific page, a specific space, sector, like for example, D2C, right? If I were to start all over again, I would go talk to few D2C founders out there, understand the challenges, uh, not demotivated, to understand the reality out there, right? Understand the meta costing, all these kind of things. And, you know, I think that's one thing they have to do their initial research. And if possible, if they get a time, intern there for a month, for 6 to 1 year, and
Hmm.
understand how things work. Do they like doing it? Because
Right.
this is not a short term game. It's a long term game. If you start, a lot of founders, I would say, they do amazing. They are talented, but they fail at the end of the day, right?
Right.
So it's because they don't have that knowledge, and they think, okay, they can learn the language, learn using their own experience, but it will take time. How many times you can fail, and by the time, a lot of people would have run out of money by the time they
Right.
experiment. So I would say, I think the best thing to do is uh, intern or be a founder's office person for a year, for a company for a year or year and a half,
Correct.
and then go about taking a decision, because that will save a lot of time, money,
Hmm.
effort, extra effort. So you're just getting free knowledge, actually. You don't care about the money. I think people are very, oh, if I were to work at a founder's office, I need this much salary, just because I
Right.
have MBA. No, I think it's the experience. I have learned, investing in money. I would say I have learned so many things. It is. it is worth it. You wouldn't lose it, because this will,
Mm-hmm.
even if I go out in the market and say, hey, I'm out for a job, I'm pretty sure people are gonna hire me, big companies out there, because
Right.
the knowledge I've gained, which big corporate might not have, because I'm looking at detailed level of knowledge, how the customer works, how each customer works, right? So this knowledge is very important in the market, especially in the big companies. Even if they didn't make it, then that's the reason a lot of the people who did it for 2 years, they get hired by good companies. And in fact,
Right.
one of the ex Twitter friends, uh, and he started his own, mm, like, women's ethnic sandal company, sandals.
Mm-hmm. Right.
So I think then he switched to. Then I think it didn't work out as planned, and he struggled a lot. He has amazing design. He was selling it. I don't know if unit economics didn't work. Not sure, but now he's currently became a co-founder at one of the, I think, Jaipur rugs.
Right.
Great
Correct.
opportunity. Now he
Right.
has access to all money. He got access to
Yes.
people. He can hire people. It's a turning point. It can be a turning point, and so I would say yes. Just work. Just be dedicated and being patient. And this is a long game.
True, true, and yeah, that's very solid advice. Very, very solid advice. And yeah, for the young entrepreneurs, it's like working in a founder's office sort of a profile is very good for learning. And then, of course, your own founder's journey is also a continuous learning experience. I've been a founder for 4 years now, and I think every day I'm learning something new. So yeah, that's wonderful, Rishabh. Thank you so much for your time at ChaiNet.
Mhm.
For our listeners, that was Rishabh Harish. His story shows something important about building in today's world. That traditional expertise might matter less than than your discipline, than your thinking, than your willingness to learn. He didn't go to fashion school. He studied engineering, worked in supply chain, and then he applied that rigor into building Wellbi.in. And he's served more than 1 lakh customers, doing more than 65,000 MRR. And the interesting part is not that he succeeded without being in the fashion industry before, it's that his engineering background, his understanding of operations, his experience in supply chain became advantages in building systematically in a category which is a chaos. And whether you're using AI tools to fill gaps in your expertise, applying systems thinking from one industry to another, or building D2C in emerging markets, the lesson from Rishabh is the same for all of us, that the barriers to entry are lower, but the barriers to building something real are still there. You can find Rishabh on LinkedIn, and you can check out Wellbi's approach to building a fashion brand in India. This was ChaiNet, exploring how brands are building in today's AI world. And I was your host, Rachit Magan. Rishabh, thank you once more for your time. It was
Thank you so
lovely
much for
having you
inviting.
here.
Yeah.